We are in Manistee, Michigan, and we are going to take a tour of the city of Milwaukee, which was based in Manistee, Michigan. This was a railroad ferry, and I'd like to welcome you to Guest Adventures, where everyone's a guest, including me. This shows you how big the propellers were on this ship. Here's some information and some pictures. This, I believe, is one of the diesel engines from the ship itself. Also parked in the same area is a U.S. Coast Guard cutter. It's a little better look at the ship. Some ducks down there. And it's docked right next to the car ferry. A little better look at the ducks there for you. This is looking forward inside the ship itself. There's a gift shop. They put a wood planked floor over it, and then you can see the rails here where the railroad cars would be on. And here's one of the ways they kept them from rolling. On board they have some actual rail cars, and this is a full-size boxcar. Parked next to another full-size boxcar, and you can see the wheel chocks. There is a third boxcar here. You can hear the horn in the background, and there's a flat car there as well. Here's a model of the motor vessel Manistee. Placard down there, model donated by Tim Foster. More items to see inside the boxcars. The two boxcars that we saw outside that were side by side, you can walk from one to the other. You have a passageway through what would have been the doors of the car.
That's totally bad.
And then here they have some ship models.
I'm not freaking out. I'm dead and mad.
Okay, so we took a guided tour through the SS Milwaukee. However, there was no video inside. You could make photographs, but I did not bring my cell phone. So now we're going to head on to the Coast Guard cutter. Alright, so we are on board the Coast Guard cutter. This does not have a guided tour. It is just a self-walking tour. And through that door on the left, it says begin tour. You step into the galley. Here's where the cooks would be. This is just a wee bit more comfortable than the accommodations that we saw on the SS Milwaukee. This is one of the tables where they eat. It's the CPO mess. And that goes on up to the upper deck of the ship, but it's roped off, so we can't go there. This is one of the offices. I don't know how well you'll see in there, but a couple desks for work, old computer. The door is open so you can see engine room and motor room, and this looks like a Detroit diesel generator. Got the steps between for be watertight. Step down here. Some sleeping quarters for a couple crew. We have a desk. And across the hall, this one has one crew for, or room for one. Some more file cabinets. In the officers' ward room. Yes, much nicer than the inside of that working ship. And this table some telephones so you can talk to the rest of the crew. And this was a list of the home ports of this Coast Guard cutter. Some rescue equipment hanging on the wall. Another hallway. That's towards the front of the ship. This is towards the back. This is the executive officer's room. And we're going to head back to the steering room and the steering motor. Alright, we're going to walk up through that other corridor. The corridors are not very wide, but they are comfortably wide. This is the Chief Petty Officer's room. A couple bunks there. Got your locker, some file cabinets. Back up the hallway, the dispensary. Not a lot of room to work, but they have cabinets of medical supplies and a little bed and a light overhead. Can't go down there, but that's the regular crew where they would stay. As you walk down that hallway, you get to the other side of the galley where the chefs, I would assume, that's where they enter, because there was no way to enter on the other side. It's not huge, but then again, not small. And one of the things we learned in the other ship, you'll notice the bars around the stove tops and any type of area where you're cooking, those are lips, so when the ship is in open sea and moving, food doesn't fall off the tables. This was labeled Petty Officers First Class. There is room for 4 Coast Guardsmen here. So really not the most comfortable, but not bad. And now we're heading back out on the deck itself. And it looks like we can go up there. I'll just show you here. Observation area up there. This is what it looks like inside that small observation area towards the front of the ship. All kinds of equipment. Walking to the back of the ship. This is the way that you get up there. We can step inside here. This is the commanding officer's area. There's a couple different ways to get into his room from either side. Got your bunk back there. Nice work table. Not sure what that is, probably the bathroom. As far as we can go into it, they have it roped off. Do have a picture of it underway. Not sure if that's some kind of a rescue boat, or it's very skinny, so I would assume very fast. Not in the best of shape. But we can go up. We're up on the upper deck. Now we're going to go to what I assume would probably be the top deck. You know how I love stairs. Alright, here you go. This is the pilot house. Down that stairway, and then right behind was the commanding officer's quarters. So he's very close to the pilot house if need be. Looks like he can guide the ship from outside. Get front of the pilot house, this is what he would see. Those are the markings on the side of the funnel of the ship. So if you know what those mean, put them in the comments below so we'll all know. And this is looking towards the back of the ship, and as you see where it's docked is right next to the SS City of Milwaukee. All right, looking down this ladder, to your left was where the commander's office was in quarters. To the right is a door outside. You come up here, and this is the radio room. And then right in front of the radio room, we have the chart room. And then the stairway that would go up to the pilot house that we saw from the open door on your left. All right, so that was a look at the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Acacia and the SS City of Milwaukee, which was the railroad transport ferry. So thanks for coming along on this guest adventure, where everyone's a guest, including me. Appreciate it. If you'd like, share and subscribe to the channel. See y'all on another video. I did buy another hat. We'll wear that in another video.